Welcome back, Mustangs, to Stanhope Elmore basketball. Here for game 2 for the varsity boys. No girls game tonight. Marbury had to cancel due to their flag football team getting to the playoffs. So shout out to Marbury getting to the playoffs in flag football. But we're going to have varsity boys tonight. Of course, starting 5 tonight for your Mustangs: Mason Dobbs, Jarmico Jackson, Caleb Sanders, Cameron Fenderson, and Zyquan Smith getting his first varsity start. Of course, last time we were here, the Mustangs got a 1-point loss to PCA in a game that Zyquan Smith takes a large fall there. And turnover for the Mustangs. Yeah, last time we were here, the Mustangs took a hard-fought loss, 71-70 to PCA, at the hands of a lot of free throws by PCA. I believe the number was around 51. As that ball flies into the scoring tables. And of course, it was an extremely fun game last week, or earlier this week. Watching the two teams fight as hard as they could. Of course, Stanhope Elmore got down early, was able to fight back. And Mason Dobbs gets ripped, and Marbury gets the first bucket of the game. A full minute in. Of course, Cam Fenderson there. Guy on the JV team last year getting his shot here on varsity. A lot of sophomores on this varsity and JV team for the Mustangs. Of course, you look at number 11. That's Caleb Sanders, the three-point marksman himself, the junior. Had a tough time last game. Every time he had the ball, PCA was there with a double team. And Marbury gets another bucket at the elbow. Go up by 4. Jarmico Jackson in the corner. Way too high. Jarmico gets fouled at the 3-point line. It's going to be 3 free throws for Jarmico Jackson. First one does not go in. Of course, I mentioned those sophomores, freshmen last year, sophomores this year, that have loaded up this varsity roster. Of course, Mason Dobbs starting point guard right now for the Mustangs. Cam Fenderson out there as well. Of course, one guy who's not out there is, of course, Terrence Collins, Tank himself. Still dealing with a leg injury, so we'll get to see him later on in the season. I believe December is the point where he'll be back. So they're going to gradually get him back to playing speed. And the Mustangs will be one of the toughest teams to beat in the region. Jarmico Jackson there with the rebound, gets it to Caleb Sanders, who slows it up a little bit. Of course, 4-2 Mustangs right now, or 4-2 Bulldogs. Sanders trying to get open, gets it off to Jarmico Jackson. Back to Sanders. And throws all the way across the court to Mason Dobbs. Back to Miko, back to Caleb Sanders in the corner. 3, no good. Marbury on a run. Reverse layup, no good. From the free throw line, also no good. Too much on that one. And Marbury on the third attempt, he gets it in. Cam Fenderson there with a tough bucket. I mentioned earlier, because we're about to see him in a second. Of course, Tank Collins was dealing with an injury. Of course, they're going to gradually introduce him back in, December being the time where he's going to be back at full speed. Zyquan Smith able to reel in a high pass and able to almost get it in, but no good. And the charge called. What a play there by Mason Dobbs, forcing the turnover. We have our first trio of subs here coming in for the Mustangs. Isaiah Petaway checking in for D'Amico Jackson. Jordan Moore checking the game for Cam Fenderson. And checking in for Mason Dobbs, Terrence Tank Collins. Getting his first little bit of action this season. Of course, probably going to be on a limited playing time today. Let's see what the sophomore can do. And he gets blocked on his first attempt at the shot. The Hail Mary throw goes out of bounds. Of course, Terrence Collins and Caleb Sanders both formed a very high-scoring duo last season, both of them averaging more than 16 points per game. Tank, of course, leading the team with 16.7. Caleb right behind him at 16.4. Of course, Tank adds another element to his game. Averaged a double-double last season, 10.6 rebounds. A true do-it-all, doing it all as a freshman at that. Caleb Sanders almost gets into the paint to Jordan Moore. And another errant throw there by Marbury. So D'Amico and Caleb passing it back and forth down the court. Caleb now, gets off to Jordan Moore, but off the hands of a Bulldog. The Jordan Moore checking it in, throws it down the court to Caleb Sanders. Sanders kicks out Terrence Collins. Gets out D'Amico Jackson for the three. That one falls in. Which D'Amico Jackson last game had himself a day from the three-point line, looking to keep going with that. Terrence Collins almost gets the rip. D'Amico Jackson with the defense. And then Jordan Moore gets the block. And Tank there to get his first rebound of the season. Caleb Sanders driving in and loses it, trying to draw the foul. Marbury now on a streak. That one goes up and goes in for two. Gives Marbury back the lead, 8-7 here with 2:45 left to go in the first quarter. Caleb Sanders getting the ball in it back to D'Amico Jackson. Caleb Sanders gets ripped as he tries to cut in. Numbers here for Marbury. D'Amico Jackson, the only person back defending. And Marbury gets stuffed. Jordan Moore there on the defense. Now Isaiah Petaway. And Petaway forces the errant throw to get the Mustangs the ball back. So 22 checking in. I believe that's LeBrian Ridley. I'm going based off of the JV roster because that's not DeCaro Johnson that I'm looking at. Who immediately throws a turnover pass. And Marbury extends their lead. D'Amico and Tank passing back and forth for LeBrian. Gets it, tried to go behind the back and loses it again. Marbury trying to get a shot off, but the Mustang defense playing tenaciously. But then to get a deep ball off the back iron. Jordan Moore not able to get the rebound. Trying to figure out who they called this on. And Jordan Moore gets called for the foul over the back. So Marbury with the inbound pass. Bounce passes to the corner. Tank on the defense. And he gets called for a push. Another inbound pass. Then O'Brien on the defense. Now pass to Jamico's guy. They're going to call a backcourt and turn over the basketball back to the Mustangs. Rico Jackson going to do the inbound pass. Gets it to LeBron Ridley. Picks up the ball. Gets it to Rico Jackson. Gets it to Tank Collins in the corner for no good. Out of bounds on Marbury. Jericho Jackson gets it to Jordan Moore. And back to LeBron. Gonna drive in himself. No good. Rebound gets away from the Bulldogs. It's a Mustang ball again underneath the hoop. Tank gets it out to LeBron. Back to Tank. Here's Jamico Jackson. Gets blocked and falls right in the hands of Jordan Moore. Double team. And not able to get that in. Would have been a tough two. And soft defense there gets the Bulldogs another two-pointer. Now Tank. Loses the ball, but Isaiah Petaway able to get the board and gets fouled as he goes up. Petaway with opportunity here to get the Mustangs' first points is getting the lead earlier in this game. So the junior Petaway not able to get the first one. Adrian Ellsbury takes the game for Jamico Jackson. Big AJ himself, the senior. An errant pass there by Jordan Moore, not able to find Tank Collins. Of course, the Mustangs are without a couple of other players tonight. Jaden Burns still out, one of the young guys from last year's team who came in late, made an impact. Not able to go this far this season. And then Cortland Crosby has been dealing with an injury earlier, but was able to play last game. But sitting out for this one. Tank Collins gets out to Jordan Moore. Double teams are all around. Tank Collins with a deep ball three. No good. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Mustangs currently down 12-7. After that last 6-point run here to end the quarter for the Bulldogs. We'll be right back right here on the Stanhope Elmore Sports Network. We're back for the second quarter. Mustangs get the basketball first and immediately almost turn it over. Out of bounds on Marbury. Caleb Sanders now with the basketball. It looks like the starting five back out there for the Mustangs. Mustangs just passing the ball all the way around. Isaiah Petaway gets blocked. And that ball sticks with the Mustangs. Mustangs passing it around. Cam finish with the ball, gets Isaiah Petaway in the paint, gets it off to Mason Dobbs, who almost loses it, but gets it. And off the hands of Caleb Sanders, gets the ball right back to the Bulldogs. Marbury able to get the two. All right, Mason Dobbs gets back to Caleb Sanders. Back to Dobbs to Fenderson. Now Dobbs gets it. Caleb, there's doing the pass and triangle back and forth until someone can get a shot. And Fenderson loses the ball in the pass. Ball's poked out by a Mustang and doesn't touch anyone else. Marbury inbounds it. The double team forces him to throw it into the paint of the big. Zyquan Smith trying to get pushed down. The Mustangs passing the ball down. It's a Jalen Wise in the corner. Passes inside to Isaiah Petaway, almost loses it. And Coach Monk has called the timeout. Back after the timeout, Coach Monk is able to keep possession of the ball. Isaiah Petaway getting the ball off the inbound. A hard fought shot, not able to get in. Zyquan Smith dragged down to the floor again. And Caleb Sanders there, I guess you can call it a block, but I don't know if the stat sheet will call it. Ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Caleb Sanders. Marbury ball underneath the hoop. All right, now Marbury taking the three off the inbound pass. No good. Off the hands of Zyquan Smith. Jordan Moore checking it back in, taking Zyquan out. Jaden Wise and Caleb Sanders on the double team, gets it inside. Jordan Moore reaches in. Marbury again with the, I believe their third inbound pass and shot right off the reception. Isaiah Pettaway able to get the board, but as he gets knocked to the ground, they call him for a travel. Despite the fact they threw the ball out. Marbury drives in again. Another pass, or another shot does not go in. Mason Dobbs throws a gutsy pass. Jaden Wise gets it back to Dobbs. Cam Sanders taking a deep ball three off the front. Jordan Moore takes a hard fall with the Bulldog. I can't even say what happened right there. Foul called there on Marbury. Going to send Jordan Moore to the free throw line. So Jordan Moore here, chance to break this negative run here for the Mustangs. Moore's first attempt. Too hard. And now Terrence Collins took back in the game for Isaiah Pettaway. That one no good either, but Tank almost getting the board. It bounces off the head of a Bulldog, so it's going to stick with the Mustangs under the hoop. Dobbs gets to Caleb Sanders, corner three. That gets in. Something Caleb Sanders does so well is that three ball. Gets the Mustangs back within two, and ends their little streak of not scoring. Mason Dobbs now on defense. Caleb Sanders now taking on the ball handler. Double teams all around. Mason Dobbs almost gets the rip. Everybody almost trying to get a rip. And forces the travel on Marbury. Dobbs and Caleb passing the ball back down. And a foul called against the Bulldogs. All right, Dobbs will inbound to Caleb Sanders. He's just going to walk it up the court. Back to Dobbs. That was a deep Tank. Gives it back to Dobbs. Thought about it for a second about taking that shot. Lobs it to Caleb. Back to Dobbs. Just running a little triangle. He's trying to get someone open. Jaden Wise now joins in. It's a big credit to the Marbury's defense thus far. Dobbs gets it again. High ball to Caleb Sanders. Deep ball three. And off the back iron. Jaden Wise and Jordan Moore trying to get the steal and get it. Mason Dobbs on the fast break. Too much, but Tate Collins with the offensive rebound and the second chance bucket. Yeah, Terrence Collins, again, one of the best rebounders on this Mustangs team. It's safe to say probably one of the best rebounders in his grade. Again, that's a sophomore. Again, last season averaged a double-double, well on his way to doing that this game as well. We got a timeout, so we'll be right back. We get back into play. Back of the timeout, Marbury now with the ball. Yeah, Marbury hasn't scored since it was 12-7. Mustangs now on a 5-0 run to get the ball tied back up. And Marbury just struggling to get those under the rim shots. They called that on Tank. And Marbury now has a chance to end their streak of missed shots, not on the first attempt. Second attempt, that one gets in, get the lead back, 13-12. Oh, and Tank Collins able to get 2 feet to keep the ball in. It's a Dobbs, someone gets to the Jordan Moore. Tries the circus shot, but that did not fall through. Now Marbury with the basketball. And a turnover. And Zyquan Smith checks into the ball game for Jordan Moore, as well as senior Luke Cleckley checking into the game for Jaden Wise. Dobbs and Caleb trying to get the ball down the court. Again, this Marbury press getting to him, and Tank not able to reel in that pass. Another turnover. Marbury now taking the three. Off the rim and off the fingertips of Luke Cleckley and falls into the hands of Caleb Sanders. Caleb trying to get some work in. Gets the ball back from Dobbs. Going to drive in. Throws up a floater. Gets it in. Gets that one and the lead back for the Mustangs. 14-13. Back and forth after the Mustangs regain the lead. Marbury trying another chance at a three-pointer. That one does not go in either. And Luke Cleckley with the steal gets to Mason Dobbs. Finds Caleb Sanders, who in transition, three ball, no good. Luke Cleckley with the rip. He gets the ball, gets back to Mason Dobbs. Dobbs kind of waiting for someone to get in motion. Into Caleb Sanders. Double team was waiting for him. Zyquan Smith open, throws up a one-handed shot, gets it in. Then this lead for the Mustangs to 3. And Luke Cleckley getting the steal again, and almost gets to Tank Collins, but not able to get past the Marbury Bulldog guard waiting for it. Marbury almost did the three-pointer again. This time just goes inside a little bit. No good. And another steal for the Mustangs. Tank Collins by himself. 3v1. Somehow saves the ball. Gets it past the three-point line. Caleb Sanders now takes out the Mason Dobbs for the three. Gets it. Mustangs on a run now. 19-13. We get under a minute left to go in the second quarter. Mustangs bench cheering on their defense. Mason Dobbs with another steal. Layup, circuit shot, no good. And Caleb Sanders gets called for the reach. So Jamico Jackson checks in the game for Caleb Sanders after the foul. Making sure he's saved for the second half. Marbury now down by 6. Tries to get it in off the fingertips of Mason Dobbs. So it's going to be trying to make sure I wasn't seeing things. I almost give that to the Mustangs, but that is Marbury ball. Again, off the fingertips of Mason Dobbs. Marbury throwing it deep to their guard, trying to get some kind of points in with 30 seconds left to go. Floater gets in. Dobbs checks it in to Jamaica Jackson. Now they're going to do a little passing down the court. 20 seconds. Jamaica Jackson gets past the half-court line. It's a tank. Undercuts to Luke Cleckley. Almost gets it in. 19-15, 3 seconds left to go in the half. Marbury not able to get it in as the half expires. That's going to be a halftime for the Mustangs as they lead 19-15. We'll be right back with the second half right here on the Stanhope Elmore Sports Network. We are back with the second half here in Mustang Gymnasium. Mustangs currently up 19-15. As Marbury starts the game off with the ball. And Zyquan Smith getting the steal, but Luke Cleckley immediately gets ripped. And Marbury not able to get the three after the steal. Mason Dobbs controlling the rock. Gets it to Caleb Sanders. To Jamiko. Caleb Dobbs. Back to Caleb. Back to Jamiko. Now to Zyquan Smith in the paint. Finds Dobbs. Is going to try to drive in. Floater, no good. Zyquan Smith able to save it. Luke Cleckley able to save it from a Marbury defender. And Zyquan Smith gets the low pass. And it's called for the double dribble in the paint. Marbury not controlling Mason Dobbs. Someone's calling him Josh Dobbs. Mason Dobbs in defense there. Zyquan Smith forces the errant shot. Marbury been struggling all night with them shots at the rim. Three ball goes in. Shot called no good. Marbury gets called for a push before the shot. No basket. All right. Now Dobbs and Sanders getting started early. Luke Cleckley on the three-point line. Bounce passes off the knee of a Marbury Bulldog. Keep the ball down inbound underneath the rim. Caleb Sanders looks ready to catch and shoot it. It's off to Jamiko Jackson in the back. Now Caleb Sanders back to Jackson. Cleckley now with the chance. Gets it back to Jamiko. The triangle. Deep three from Caleb Sanders. A little bit of an air ball there. Numbers here for Marbury. And they're going to call Cleckley there with the foul. He's throwing his arm out. Marbury with the three. Rico Jackson able to reel in the rebound. Dobbs almost gets the rip. And then Marbury overthrows the pass out of bounds. And Jordan Moore checking in for Luke Cleckley. Caleb Sanders with the inbound, gets to Dobbs. Dobbs at the top of the key after Jamiko Jackson gets to him. Now back to Caleb. Deep three, yet again for Caleb Sanders. Bounces out. And that ball sticks with the Mustangs. Mason Dobbs inbounding it, gets it out to Zyquan Smith. Back to Jamiko. Gets it into the inside with Jordan Moore. Mason Dobbs for the three-pointer. Too much on that one. And Jordan Moore, trying to see what they called there. Looks like they called a carry. I forgot who they called it on, though. They called it on the steal attempt for the Mustangs. Marbury controlling the ball. No points scored this half yet by either side. As the Mustangs take control this time, Caleb Sanders. South of Jamiko Jackson. Back to Sanders. To Dobbs. Gets into Jordan Moore in the paint. Back out to Jamiko Jackson for the three ball. Looks good and was good. Jamiko Jackson already starting off to a great start of the season with three-point shot. Marbury drives in. And is not able to get the ball to fall in the basket. Zyquan Smith with the rebound. And he gets fouled. Great play there by Zyquan Smith. Anderson Dobbs gets it off to D'Amico Jackson. Bounce pass inside to Zyquan Smith. Throws a high ball to Caleb Sanders. Spin move. Tried to pass it off to D'Amico Jackson, but gets tipped. Mason Dobbs with a great defensive play. He gets it right back from Jordan Moore. Mason Dobbs fills up a little bit. D'Amico Jackson with the three. Almost got it in, but Jordan Moore with the second chance bucket. Man, slow start for both teams. Going into this second half, and the Mustangs now caught a little bit of fire. Now Marbury tries to shut it down, getting their first bucket of the half. Jordan Moore getting the pass. And the tough two. Now Marbury, chance here to kind of get back into scoring. Forces Zyquan Smith to jump, and they force the foul on Zyquan Smith. It'll be an and one attempt as it falls in. Trio of Mustangs checking it in. Caleb Sanders checking out for, Caleb Sanders checking in for Isaiah Petaway. D'Amico Jackson checking out, and Zyquan Smith for Tank Collins and Jaden Wise. And one attempt, no good. Able to get the rebound. And he gets called for the travel. St. Collins in the game, gets the ball from Mason Dobbs. Back to Dobbs. Back to what a series of events there for the Mustangs. A pass around. Tank Collins almost gets the three ball up to third pass. Now Marbury takes the three, no good. Rebound there by Jordan Moore, fighting for it. Jump ball sticks with the Mustangs. A little bit of a weird call there. I don't think they were tangled up in the slightest. Mason Dobbs gets it up to Tank Collins. Gets it back to Dobbs at the top of the key. Back to Tank. Back to Dobbs. Oh, faked it to Jaden Wise, but gets it to Tank Collins. He's going to take the deep ball three. No good. Oh, and the M1 bucket attempt there for Marbury. I'm going to call that on Mason Dobbs. And one attempt, no good. Jordan Moore with the rebound and taking himself. Drives in. And they're going to call him for the charge. So Luke Cleckley and Caleb Sanders checking in for Jordan Moore and for Mason Dobbs. Now Marbury with the ball. Marbury thought they had someone in the paint open, no good. Just passing around, trying to get someone open, back and forth, taking the three, contested by Caleb Sanders, and it falls in. 26-24 right now. 2:24 left in the third quarter. Caleb Sanders gets to the Tank Collins. Off the fingertips of a Bulldog, trying to get it to Luke Cleckley. Cleckley with inbound pass, throws it deep, picked off by a Bulldog. Shoulders off Caleb Sanders and gets the 2. Now Caleb playing fast, gets off Tank Collins. Finds Luke Cleckley. Bounce pass Isaiah Petaway. Trying to see who they called the foul on. Daquan Smith checking back in for Luke Cleckley. Foul called on Marbury, so it'll be Mustangs inbound pass underneath the hoop. Jaden Wise fakes it to Caleb Sanders once. They got someone open, Petaway in the back. Drive it in, throws up a prayer for a foul. Doesn't give it. Caleb Sanders able to save it. Daquan Smith in the paint. Gets fouled on the shot attempt. It'll be 2 shots there for Daquan Smith. And the young dude, young sophomore, get his first little taste of varsity ball right now. Didn't know that he could go to the free throw line right then. He was getting ready to go play defense. The Marbury fans not happy with the call. Daquan Smith at the free throw line. Daquan Smith's first attempts off the back iron. Tate Collins with the rebound, gets up. Not able to get that one to fall through. Marbury tries to save it. Tate Collins gets it again. Caleb Sanders, 3-ball. Gets it. Off the assist from Tank Collins. Marbury gets it in the paint. Not able to get it in off the hand of Daquan Smith. It'll be Marbury ball. Marbury inbound it, gets the open look 3, no good. Jaden Wise rebound, taking it on the fast break. Bounce past St. Collins, too much on it, but off the hands of a Bulldog. The Mustang ball under the hoop again. Jaden Wise with the inbounder, throws a high one up to St. Collins. Gets it to Isaiah Petaway to Caleb Sanders. Thought about taking it. He's going to go inside and get a shorter throw, or shorter shot. Doesn't get it. Daquan Smith, they were not able to get the rebound. But a Marbury Bulldog steps out of bounds. So Jaden Wise back to the baseline for the inbounder. Gets it to Caleb Sanders, finds Tank Collins. Deep ball, 3, gets it. 32-26, under a minute left to go in the third quarter. Marbury, travel. The Mustang ball under a minute left to go. The chance to extend their lead. Caleb Sanders gets back to St. Collins after the inbounder, who makes a guy miss. Bounce pass to Isaiah Petaway. And double dribble called against Petaway. Don't think he was expecting the pass, so shocked him a little bit. Tried to save it and get a pass out, but called for the double dribble. All right, Marbury going for the shot now. No good. Jaden Wise trying to get the rebound. No good. Marbury, second chance attempt, gets the foul. I think they're going to call on Daquan Smith. I think took one to the lip. So Marbury goes to the free throw line with 2 shots here. First one does not go in. .3 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Second attempt, that one gets in. So 32-27. Mustangs up by 5. As St. Collins, Caleb Sanders kicking it back and forth. Caleb taking it inside. And a trick play attempt there off the head of, oh my Lord, St. Collins almost got the block. Thinking they called a foul. I don't know who they called the foul on. Could imagine they called it on Tank. The only thing he hit was the backboard. Referees having a discussion about what exactly the call should be. 32-29, 13 seconds left to go in the third quarter. But there's no, they're not gonna call a foul. Again, I was a little confused with what they called the foul on. I don't think there was anyone who would have hit anyone but a ball. And St. Collins didn't even hit anybody but the backboard. So can't imagine a foul call should be made against him. So Jaden Wives, the inbounder, 13 seconds left in the quarter. Gets to St. Collins, who met with a double team. Jaden Wise now gets it back. Caleb Sanders, 7 seconds left to go, and throws an errant pass. Isaiah Petaway gets stolen by Marbury. They get tangled up, and Isaiah Petaway gets called for the foul. That puts the Marbury Bulldogs in the bonus. That sends them to the free throw line. It's a boneheaded mistake there by Isaiah Petaway. He just let it go to the fourth quarter. Up by 3, but now Marbury with a chance to shorten the lead to 1 point with 2 free throws. And first one off the side. So with 3 seconds left to go in the third quarter, I mean, looking at a inbound and immediate shot. Second attempt hit from Marbury. Gets in. 32-30. Petaway. Gets fouled. Marbury pushes Isaiah Petaway. And that puts the Mustangs in the bonus, putting Petaway on the free throw line. So Petaway with a chance to put their lead back to where it was and extended it to 4 with 2. Then Petaway's first attempt. Good. Ref having a discussion with the players about what the foul was, I guess. Petaway with the second free throw attempt, again putting the lead back up to 3. Petaway's second free throw attempt, up. No good. St. Collins almost got the rebound, and the clock expires. 33-30 as we get ready for the fourth quarter. Mustangs got the lead. We'll be right back. All right, we're back for the fourth quarter. 8 minutes left to go in the ball game. Mustangs 3-point lead. And a carry caught against the Bulldogs. .7:53 where the clock stops. Cam Fenderson back in the game. Trying to do something with the basketball. Kicks it out to Tank Collins. 3-ball. Too far to the right. Marbury now throwing it deep. No good. Jordan Moore now with the rebound. Driving in. Gets stuffed at the three-point line. And gets stopped. Luke Cleckley now at the three-point line. Gets the ball. Gets it poked out for a second, but retains it. Gets it back to Jordan Moore. Tank Collins was open for a second. Now Mason Dobbs with the basketball. It's back to Jordan Moore. Drive in. Makes a guy miss. Gets the bucket. Extends the lead to 5 for the Mustangs. We get under the 7-minute mark, but they call a foul on Tank. Marbury with the inbounder. Marbury now trying to get a shot. Mason Dobbs on defense, doing a great job of containing his guy. Cam Fenderson almost forces the steal. They call the foul on the Bulldogs, be a turnover. Dobbs on the inbound, gets to the Cleckley. Using that wide receiver skill to get the ball. It gets stolen by Marbury. Kicks it to the corner. 3-ball, no good for Marbury. Caleb Sanders checking back into the game, getting himself a little bit of a breather. Checks in for Luke Cleckley. Dobbs and Sanders. Sanders dribbling it up the court. Driving in, layup attempt. Just a little too much on that one. Marbury now trying their hands at it. Slips on the court. They call him for the travel. Clock stops at 6:07, and the whistle gets blown. Not too sure what that was about. Mason Dobbs inbounds it to Cam Fenderson. Back to Dobbs. Crossover, but a reach in stops it. Dobbs gets it to Fenderson now off the inbounder. He's going to drive in himself and gets fouled. That's going to send Fenderson up to the free throw line with 2. Fenderson first attempt off the front of the rim. All right, Fenderson's second attempt. That one rolls out too. Score remains by 5. St. Collins gets a little greedy defensively, almost can call for the reach in. Marbury able to get the 2 regardless. Fenderson taking in the Dobbs, back to Fenderson. Trying to do his little something with the ball. Driving in, lays it up, hits Jordan Moore in the face. And kicks it back out to Mason Dobbs. Gets to the Tank in the top corner. Tank's going to drive in, gets it poked out. That's going to be called a foul on Marbury. Send Dobbs to the baseline with the inbounder. He's going to get up with Jordan Moore. Another inbounder. Mason Dobbs throws it deep down to Cam Fenderson. Almost gets stolen by a Bulldog. Mason Dobbs now gets it again. Drives in from the corner. No good. Ball's free. Jordan Moore gets it. And picks up the dribble. Caleb Sanders now. Chance to get a deep three. Calls it ISO. Gets the step back. Corner three. Caleb Sanders with a big-time three there in the corner. Marbury answers back with a quick two. Now Caleb Sanders back to Dobbs. Dobbs now taking up the court. In the Euro, bounce pass to Jordan Moore. Jordan Moore forces the guy to jump, gets the two. Mustangs up by 6 now, 40-34 with 4:30 left to go in the game. Marbury almost loses the ball. Cam Fenderson all on defense. Mason Dobbs now on defense after the pass. Foul called on Mason Dobbs, blocking foul. Marbury with a couple of subs here. 4:22 left to go in the ball game. Jordan Moore forces the ball out, but not off the hands of Marbury. Goes off his fingertips. Inbound attempt here for the Bulldogs. Mason Dobbs now on defense after the pass. And an illegal screen. Turnover. Rico Jackson checks in the game for Cam Fenderson. Caleb Sanders having a little bit of fun with his guy. Jordan Moore gets the ball. Mason Dobbs throws it across the court. See what Jordan Moore can do with the senior driving in. And gets fouled. Jordan Moore at the free throw line. First one goes in. That Padway checking in for Dobbs. Zycon Smith going to go in for Jordan Moore here after the free throw. Eight-point game right now. Marbury, desperate need for points right now. Gets inside the. A lot of extracurriculars going on there. For a foul gets called. I think they're going to call it on Petaway. Correct call on Jericho Jackson. Marbury with the inbounder. Trying to get free. Finds a guy inside. He gets the two. And Marbury calls the timeout. Score 42-36, 3:36 left to go in the ball game. Mustangs up on the Bulldogs. Back after the timeout, Jermico Jackson inbounding it here. Off the fingers of a Bulldog intended for Tank Collins. Tank with the inbounder. Finds Jermico Jackson. He gets pushed out of bounds, but it's going to flip side to Marbury. Tank Collins going to dunk it. Gets blocked on the dunk attempt. .254 left to go in the game. Mustangs had a chance to get a big-time play there. And they still do. Tank Collins, 3-ball, hits the front. Marbury now with the basketball. Gets an open look three, doesn't take it, but drives and gets the floater, no good. Zyquan Smith called with the push. Marbury with that's the three-point line. Jermico Jackson on defense, kicks it out, gets an open look three, too high. Marbury gets the rebound though, gets another shot at it. He takes a two this time, no good. Cam Henderson gets it on the fast break, almost loses it. Slows it down to Jermico Jackson with a deep ball three, no good. Marbury gets the rebound. Numbers favor the Mustangs, but the two and the and one there. So Marbury goes to the line to make it a 2-point game, actually a 3-point game. As Mason Dobbs checks in and Jordan Moore check in for Jermico Jackson and Zyquan Smith. Marbury the free throw line for their and one attempt. Rolls out. Cam Henderson with the rebound. They make the away back to Henderson. The Dobbs now. Get the Henderson again. Gets knocked out, but Mason Dobbs now finds the Petaway, but off the shoulder of Petaway. Gets back to the Marbury. Marbury now driving in, doesn't get it. Second chance bucket gets in. Two-point game at the timeout for Marbury. 1:25 left to go in the game. Back after the timeout. 1:25 left to go in the ball game. Mustangs got the 2-point lead, 42-40. As Caleb Sanders checking in for the inbound. Foul call against Marbury. Sending Mason Dobbs to the free throw line. Chance to extend the lead for the Mustangs. Mason Dobbs here. Free throw number 1. Gets in. Extends the lead to 3 for the Mustangs. Second free throw off the rim. And Mustangs lose it on the rebound attempt. Marbury gets it, the ball goes out of bounds. Marbury calling for the screen. Need of a 3 to tie it. Isaiah Petaway with the rip. Drive it in. He gets fouled. And he goes down hard on the court. Gets up limping. That was a tough fall. Petaway checking on himself, making sure his leg's okay. Got him with a little bit of a limp. Chance to extend the Mustangs lead to 5 here with 2 free throws. First one up, a little too soft. Second attempt for Petaway. That one gets in. 4-point lead, 1-11. We'll have to go in the ball game. Marbury now going down the court. Almost setting up a look for a second for the 3. Mustangs getting very defensive. Forced the travel, Isaiah Petaway. Tank Collins checking back into the game for Isaiah Petaway. Get him a breather. And Dobbs and Fenderson exchanging passes back and forth. Fenderson throws him a sucker shot, no good. Now Marbury on the fast break. He gets the 2. 44 seconds left to go, 43 seconds. As Marbury calls the timeout, 44-42 in the 4th quarter. Be right back after the timeout. Back in timeout, 43 seconds left to go in the game. Mustangs got the 2-point lead. Sanders checks it in to Mason Dobbs. Going to keep the dribble for himself. Gets it to Caleb Sanders. Terrible pass. Caleb Sanders goes down hard. Numbers for the Bulldogs. Trying to see what they're going to call it on. Stop the clock with 30 seconds left. Finley, it might be on Jordan Moore as the shot taker landed on top of him. A lot of discussion about what the call is going to be. It's a big call here. 2-point game, 30 seconds left to go. A long discussion going on. Now we get the decision. They're not going to call a foul, but it's going to stick with Marbury. Then Pedway turning back in the game for Cam Fenderson. Big defensive possession here for the Mustangs, trying to keep the lead as it is. Taking the three, rolls in. Marbury gets the lead with 20 seconds left. Mason Dobbs trying to get Tank Collins for that three. No good. And no one back. No basket, double dribble called against Marbury. So let's see exactly where they started blowing the whistle. Right now, 9.2. They reset back to 12 seconds. Marbury fans not happy with the call. 12 seconds, 1-point game. Marbury's got the lead, but the Mustangs have a chance to get it here. Big choice here. Do you give it? Do you wait? Or do you take the shot when you get it and trust your defense? And Marbury calls a timeout. And 12 seconds left to go. Marbury up by 1, 45-44. Back after the timeout, 12 seconds left to go in the game. Mustangs down 1. Chance for one more possession before they'll have to start fouling. And Dobbs throws a high ball. And a very quick foul there by Petaway. A terrible pass there by Mason Dobbs. Going to send Marbury to the free throw line with a chance for 2. And you make the basket here. 2-point game. Mustangs still have a chance. They make both of them. You have to take 3. Of course, best case scenario here is to miss both. But the Mustangs will be rushing to the line to get a shot. And the 2. Petaway calls the timeout. 46-44. 10.4 seconds left to go in the game. Big opportunity here for the Mustangs to either tie it or take the lead. Yeah. big-time moments. Second game here, Mustang today's in this season that has gone to the wire. And the Mustangs have been down a couple players all season long, have not been fully healthy yet, only 2 games in. Yeah, Jaden Burns, Cortland Crosby out this game. Having to rely heavily on some JV guys to step up. The Mustangs now, 10.4 seconds left. Inbound to Mason Dobbs, is going to drive it, gets to Tank Collins. Taking the 3-ball, no good. Off the face of Jordan Moore. Everyone tangled up. And they called a foul on the Mustangs. That's going to send Marbury to the free throw line with just 0.2 seconds. Mustangs did an absolute miracle. Don't even know if a hand can shoot a ball in that amount of time. Another discussion amongst the refs. And 0.2 seconds left to go in the game. Trying to see exactly what the refs have to do here. I imagine with the clock is a discussion here. And they put a second on the clock. Marbury not happy about that. So now you got enough time for a heave. See what happens here. Free throw attempt for Marbury. Almost will be smart just to aim for the rim and just bounce it off. It gets blocked. That'll do it for this game. Mustangs take the L, 46-44. Another hard fight game. That'll do it for us here at Stanhope Elmore TV. We'll be back tomorrow evening for varsity girls and varsity boys that take on the Prattville Lions, a big-time rival for the Mustangs. So we'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you there. You've been watching the Stanhope Elmore Sports Network.